The Running Man, Stephen King. Well, Richard Bachman. I'm going to read you a little bit of this, and there's a reason. It's because 16 years ago, my wife's mother called us bright and early in the morning and said, turn on your TV. Somebody just flew a plane into the World Trade Center. And the way my brain works, the first thing I thought of was The Running Man, specifically the climax of it. And total spoiler here, I'm going to ruin this book for you because I'm going to read you the very end of it. And it's a little bit of a countdown in progress. So let's start with minus 002 and counting. The big plane cruised through the night like a sliver of ice, and now Co-op City was spread out below like a giant broken carton. He was coming at it, coming at the games building. Minus 001 and counting. Now the jet cruised across the canal, seemingly held up by the hand of God, giant, roaring. A push freak in a doorway stared up and thought he was seeing a hallucination, the last dope dream come to take him away, perhaps to General Atomic's heaven, where all the food was free and all the piles were clean breeders. The sound of its engines drove people into doorways, their faces craning upward like pale flames. Glass show windows jingled and fell inward. Gutter litter was sucked down bowling alley streets in dervishes. A cop dropped his move along and wrapped his hands around his head and screamed and could not hear himself. The plane was still dropping, and now it moved over rooftops like a cruising silver bat. The starboard wingtip missed the side of the Glamour column store by a bare 12 feet. All over Harding, freebies went white with interference, and people stared at them with stupid, fearful incredulity. The thunder filled the void. Killian looked up from his desk and stared into the wall-to-wall window that formed one entire side of the room. The twinkling vista of the city. From South City to Crescent was gone. The entire window was filled with an oncoming Lockheed TriStar jet. Its running lights blinked on and off, and for just a moment, an insane moment of total surprise and horror and disbelief, he could see Richard staring out at him. His face smeared with blood, his black eyes burning like the eyes of a demon. Richards was grinning, giving him the finger. Jesus! Was all Killian had time to get out. 000. Heeling over slightly, the Lockheed struck the games building dead on, 3/4 of the way up. Its tanks were still better than a quarter full. Its speed was slightly over 500 miles an hour. The explosion was tremendous, lighting up the night like the wrath of God, and it rained fire 20 blocks away. And that was the end of Richard Bachman's The Running Man. Richard Bachman, a.k.a. Stephen King. And you might have seen the movie or played the game. Wait, is there a game? But yeah, so 16 years ago today, that was the first thing that hit my brain when we turned on the TV and said, oh, shit. What was the second thing that hit my brain? King Kong. And that's that. That's what I got for you today. More later. Thanks for tuning in.